Hey, Takizawa appearance in both anime and manga. Must be a great week. One can be more powerful in strengths, but it's the tactical play that can shift the outcome. The two key battles start off strong, but Yomo and Amon are struggling to defeat the odds. While one continues to get pummeled to death, the other will not stand the crap that his friend is spilling out. What way to end the personal battle than with two friends ending it in a solid conclusion? The good news is Takizawa is back in the picture. It's been a while since we last saw him fulfill his words to retrieve Amon back to safety. It looks like his job has returned as well because he's right at the location of where Amon and Donato are currently fighting. It looks like another rescue is in order. There was a small flashback scene with him reuniting with the grave robber or Tomoe, transitioning to the present with a purpose to clear out their task. It was later on that I remember something about her and Amon's connection. Amon is getting demolished by Donato, though it is the Clown King. What do you expect? Have the spear trick worked and not recovered quickly by Nico, the story would have been different. Once those clones did their sneak attack, it becomes a one-sided beatdown. Donato is pretty much standing and let his Kagane do all the beating. No need to get physical as in using fists or kicks. If only Amon could go to Kagaja, he may have a fighting chance as long as he can control it. Man, the man can't catch a break, can he? The main key of the scene is Takizawa has the opportunity to change the tide by jumping in and fight Donato alongside with Amon. That would be a hell of a team right there. You practically have Team Owls versus Donato. That would be great. As of now, it's a wishful thinking because for whatever reason, he doesn't want to help him. I don't know if he's pulling a shonen character act where he acts like he knows his friends so well that he doesn't need any help, which eventually the win is decided to his favor. Well, Amon must be crying for help at this rate, so I doubt that's the case. It is a mystery on why Takizawa doesn't help right away, especially if he has said before that he's going to return something he borrowed, which is the chain, of course. However, Tomoe was going to try to tell him that he should go and save his friend, but stopped for some reason. He knows her well enough to connect her with Alma because long-term memory Ishida recalled the subtle connection to the Bin brothers. They were killed by Amon, so it makes sense why she couldn't say any more. It's been a while, but it's a good callback and appropriate timing. I don't know why Takizawa is acting like that, but Tomoe, I can understand very well. It should be a moment of her revenge in a way to finally happen before her eyes. I do believe at least Takizawa will eventually step in to help Amon, though I don't know if she will do anything outside of probably be disgusted. The battle is at the breaking point, so it's either Amon goes to Kagaja or Takizawa steps in. Otherwise, Donato will just win. Simple as that. We don't get to see Kaneki and Furuta at all in this chapter, so that is saved for another time, assumingly after both bouts are over. With that said, it shifts completely to Yomo versus Uta. It started off strong in the last chapter. Thankfully, it ended great in here. While it could have gone to many ways, like Yomo going Kagaja and become equal in strengths, the route Ishida took is logical than most, if not all, and very fitting for Yomo and his combat skills. As I said before in my last review, the battle between two is agile and free roaming compared to Awa versus Donato, meaning the environments and terrain play a part significantly. This chapter pushes forward to that notion as Uta has gone to Kagaja and Yomo has to dodge and counter with anything he has his sight on. I really like the detail on the arms of Uta having their own tattoos across. Yomo has always been impressive in combat because his mixed martial arts skill is really put into great use for this scenario. How he timed it well to use Uta's Kagane to springboard back in the midair is impressive. It shows you that this series doesn't rely on power level or some sort. It's not a surprise to the fans, but it's a reminder to be the case since Dragon and some other insane Kagane-induced action came to play and blur the thought of strategic play is essential. Uta does grab a hold of him so he can finally devour him as he intended to do so. It's sort of eerie to see Ittori acting different from the last chapter counterpart. It was surprising enough of how sincere her tone was during her speech, but in here, she was enjoying the firework. Uta's Kagaja is pretty freaky, more reminiscent to a parasite type. It's why his movement has that creepy vibe like a survivor horror game. Hell, even during Yomo getting chowed down. Luckily, he does break free before game over screen appear. He must have pressed the escape button a lot. The personal driven story between them heats up when Yomo yells at Uta to stop playing around. It's been a long time that we have last seen him yelling at outside of Arima, emoting deeply. You know it has gotten tense when he is expressing more from his heart. Uta goes as far as causing all of this for the sake of pushing Yomo to give his best. It is bizarre on how much push he has done even during this time of chaos. I'm a bit bewildered by Ittori's words, but the said reason isn't the only one. Like Yomo, I don't understand what they're trying to say. It's vague, so whether I missed the point or it will address later. I hope for some clarity soon. What's clear is how the end result came about, and it was damn brilliant of Yomo to execute it right in the midst of combat. Yomo is searching for another way to get the attack across because it wasn't penetrating Uta at all. He was rushing to find the spot, but at the same time unable to dodge from an upcoming attack. It's why Yomo took the hit head on. And man, did he really fly sky high. He wasn't done, and he got one more trick to play. I mentioned in the last review that Yomo is pretty intelligent in combat field, in which is his utmost advantage. Thankfully, Ishida capitalized that notion. I really like the deep tension of one more action from Yomo, readying to go all or nothing. He dashes out of the roof with Uta following. The suspense was great, with each panel drawing closer and closer to Yomo, illustrating Uta's view like he's about to eat him. Yomo flies off, manages to flip backward in the midair, and then kick him hard downward towards the tower, impaling him. Ouch! It wasn't over though. Yomo goes all out with his lightning attack and used the tower as a lightning rod. Translation: one incredibly powerful lightning. The action is engaging, but the other part that is as well is the emotional background between these two. They have a history together despite how Yomo can't comprehend his motivation and drive to torment everything for a selfish act. After taking some heavy beating, he still tries to talk some sense to get a clear picture, but Uta wouldn't fill him in. The only thing Yomo can tell him is how things have changed from their first encounter. They have grown up, and the days of playing around are long gone. It's quite sad to know how this battle really stemmed from, and is more than about looking past the past. While it is possible that Uta's reason will come to light clearly in the next chapter, the signs are shown here that perhaps he wanted Yomo to go all out and defeat him with everything in his arsenal. He is suggesting that perhaps moving past the old days will leave him in a lonely state. His state of mind was based on the past, and Yomo told him to have a reality check before striking him down. Uta does seem to understand, but that's the problem. He already does. How a man like him can change if he acknowledges the solution to his mental state. This is what Uta has decided to go with. He didn't die here, though he is falling down from the tower. Still, Ghoul tends to survive from a great height anyway, so if we don't see him hit the ground, it would definitely leave an iffy feeling of his fate. Kanai doesn't count because she did fall and landed. but it was those random CCG investigators that pretty much finished the job without any room to survive. We needed confirmation first, but he is defeated as far as what it was presented. If he survives, I don't think he will fight again. The chapter somewhat suggested that Uta managed to get the job done by at least forcing Yomo to go all out. The question is if that's everything to his agenda. If he dies, that's the end of it. The preview suggests a backstory of Uta shedding the light off his character and his drive to this point. It's true that the preview can be a mistake, such as the last one, since we were told to get more of Clown's backstory, but we didn't. We just have to wait and see. I thought the visual is great. Uta's Kagaja has that freakish design with solid details of the tattoos, and how he moves felt creepy. I believe one of the arms comes from the face, which is bizarrely neat. That or arms around his head are so enclosed that it might as well be his face. When it comes to delivering the impactful hit, it nails it. The suspenseful sequence of Yomo's counterattack was gripping, and the final lightning strike was jarring. This was a great chapter to end one of the battles with a bang. Takizawa and Tomoe made their appearance, setting up for the next big focus with Donato, which should be exciting. Yomo vs. Uta was overall great, with emotional depth and clever tactical moves. Uta's fate is left up in the air, and we have to wait long to get the answer. Whether we get a backstory of his next or not, one thing is certain, he got what he wanted. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know a lot of people are probably thinking, because of this is the last arc, still don't know what kind of answer they're expecting from Uta. Like, maybe if he does die here, then that's it. There will be no part 3, this is the final arc, and because of that, and we have a long wait, it's hard to say, I will give him that. Because we don't know how many volumes there will be, we don't know how many chapters there is left, we don't know if this is the final arc, we don't know anything, so it's like we're being toyed around. There is another series that I do follow, and it felt like it was going to end there, but then guess what? It didn't. It has something else in mind. So who knows what happens with Tokyo Ghoul? Time will tell. Time will tell. What do you think of the chapter? Share your thoughts in the comment. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.